In this video, I'm going to show you a simple test that you could run today to potentially increase conversion rates in your lead forms and funnels. So let's just dive into this. One of the most consistent patterns I see across all of the data, and I've seen a ton of data, is usually the contact steps have the lowest conversion rate. There's the largest drop off here. And the reason for this is because when somebody eventually has to go to enter their information in, they get hit with probably a little dose of anxiety, especially if they don't know you, like you, and trust you. And we could create a ton of content and really go into all sorts of tactics that you could deploy on your contact step alone to decrease the anxiety that the prospect feels as they're going through to lift up your conversion rate. But for the sake of keeping this video nice and short, I'm going to show you one thing you can do right now. And this is a feature that not many people know about inside of LeadCapture because it's fairly new. So what I would do here is if I'm looking to decrease the anxiety that somebody's feeling, I would probably want to restate something to build trust. And we're going to use CoPilot to do this. And we're going to add a little trust call out to the bottom of the funnel. And I'm going to say add a trust building call out to, we call this the teaser text area. Don't even worry about saying this right. We're just going to let CoPilot figure out what to put in here and help guide us. Of the context step because we want to reduce anxiety and increase conversions. I'm not even spelling things right. CoPilot will hopefully figure it out. Sometimes it does screw up, but we're working on continuing to improve CoPilot because AI, for as great as it is, isn't perfect yet. Oh, just added it in. So I was hoping for more of a conversation back and forth, but let's take a look at what it says and then we could have it adjusted. So it says your information is 100% protected. We will never sell your personal information. Your details are shared with only a licensed attorney. This is a legal funnel. And we can help with your case completely free, no obligation to proceed. Now, this copy, I think, is pretty good. It's worth testing. One thing I don't like is the fact that it's above the CTA. So I'm going to say, looks great, put it below the submit button, and then hopefully it will move it below the submit button. And there it is. So now it's below the submit button. Now, this is one thing you could easily test. But I've seen situations, this is just something to keep in mind, I don't know if this is universally true. I've seen situations where sometimes putting text like this in, where you're saying we will never sell your personal information, your information is protected, causes the prospect to think about something that they weren't thinking about, and then therefore increases anxiety because now they're thinking, oh wait, people are actually selling my information. And just because you say this, in their mind, it may not necessarily be true. So just something to keep in mind there. So maybe we want to angle it a bit different. So now I'm going to say, let's think through the copy a bit more. What else is trust building that we could add? Present some options. I really can't type, full of spelling mistakes, but I want to kind of have a conversation with CoPilot and have it help with the brainstorming a bit here. So it's going to come back, it's thinking, and let's see what it comes back with. So it says the highest converting trust signals. It's looking at our actual vertical here for legal lead gen falls into a few categories. Risk reversal, no fee unless we win. That's kind of interesting. Privacy reassurance, we're kind of doing that there. Social proof. So let's just go with number one. I'm going to just say, let's go with 1 and see what it gives us. And it will now change this up. Oh, it's going to even give us a few different options here. Option A, option B, option C through D. Let's just go with A. And don't overthink this stuff because you can rapidly A/B test. So what I would probably even do is just throw this all into a spreadsheet to test. No fee unless we win. You pay absolutely nothing. So this is something you could easily add into your funnels to increase conversion rates. Right here, right near the contact step. You could do this throughout the entire funnel. And that's where you can really lift things up. You could have these little teaser call outs as they go through. But that's not all you can do. We also have, and I'm struggling to think of the feature name, another version of this, where you could come into the teaser section. This is called a call out. You could create benefits. Now I'm just going to show you what this could look like. I'll say actually, let's go with benefits focused copy. And let's call out the benefits of submitting this form. So now I have no idea what CoPilot is going to come back with. Let's see what it comes back with. And then watch how it's going to format it in the funnel. So it's saying here are a few different benefits focused options. Option A, what happens next. I always love showing and explaining what happens next. This is a really good way to reduce anxiety. If you think about it, somebody's going through your funnel, they're about to submit their precious contact details, and trust is probably low. And in the back of their mind, they're thinking, what happens next? What happens to my information? What happens as soon as I submit this form? Maybe they're not even thinking about that, but that's anxiety that drops conversion rates. Option B, you're in control. Here's what you get. Option C, okay, let's just go with what happens next. So I'm just going to say, let's go with option A, what happens next, and then it's going to update. You'll see it says CoPilot's updating. And here it just reformatted it in a different way with like little checks, so it's super scannable. And it says, what happens when you submit, get matched with your local attorney, receive a free no obligation case review, pay nothing, and so on. Now, I'd imagine if you put this right near your contact stat, below your submit buttons, it could potentially increase conversions. And the only way to figure that out is to A/B test it. And to A/B test inside of LeadCapture, super simple here. The wrong funnel here. Let's go back to the one I was working out of. Here it is. You would just click that, and then you can spin up a test. In this case, we know what we're testing. So we would probably click create manual test, just launch the test, see how it performs. If it fails, go and try something else. If it wins, well, now you have a winning funnel and more leads coming in without having to get more traffic. So that's just one thing you can do. I'm going to keep continuing to post more content as ideas pop into my mind. So follow along and more to come.